Welcome to Barriers to Physical Activity. I know a lot of you guys are currently participating in physical activity, and sometimes you just don't want to do it, right? And everyone has certain excuses as to why they're not being physically active. And so we're going to talk about a few of those, and you guys will have an opportunity to discuss your own personal barriers that you've had to physical activity. So, some personal barriers that people might encounter, not enough time, right? You take a look at your schedule, you're working, you're going to school, you might be doing sports, you might be working a second job, all sorts of different things that lead up to the time. Maybe it's inconvenient, okay? Maybe you don't have a gym nearby, maybe you don't belong to a gym, maybe you don't have a gym set up at your home. Maybe you just lack motivation, right? You just don't want to do it. You're feeling lazy that day. Maybe you don't enjoy it. Maybe you find it uncomfortable. It hurts. It's just not your jam. You just don't want to do it. Maybe you're bored with what you're currently doing. Maybe you lack confidence, right? It's something new. You don't want to try it because you feel like you're going to fail. You might fear that you're going to be injured, or you were injured in the past and you don't want to repeat that injury again. Or you've got a lack of self-management skills. Maybe you can't manage your time very well when you do actually go and work out, and you feel like it's haphazard and kind of all over the place and doesn't make sense, and you're not seeing the benefits. Maybe you have a lack of encouragement. You don't have anyone in your life that's motivating you to get it done. Maybe there's a lack of support or companionship. Or maybe there just isn't a good, adequate place for you to move your body, right? There isn't anything outside in terms of like parks, sidewalks, bicycle trails, or walking paths. So some of you might have encountered some of these personal barriers. Most people, though, report that their top three barriers are time, energy, and motivation. So we spent time at the beginning of the trimester carving out what does that time look like in your schedule? Where can you fit that in? Currently, right now, under COVID quarantine, I'm sure you guys have a lot more time to work out. However, you may lack the energy to work out because doing all this distance learning and being at home can be kind of depressing at times. And so maybe you lack energy to do it, and then you lack the motivation to do it. Other barriers that are outside of maybe personal barriers is the cost, okay? And the facilities. Maybe you don't have the money to buy the equipment for you to be able to do something. Maybe you don't have access to facilities that have the training requirements that you need. Right now, under COVID, we can't go to the gym, so we have to rely on virtual gyms. Maybe you are experiencing illness or injury, or someone in your life is ill that you have to take care of. Maybe transportation is an issue, being able to get to a place. Maybe you have a significant other in your life that consumes a lot of your time and doesn't allow you to exercise. Maybe you don't have the skills to do it or try something new. There's some safety considerations that, especially if you're going to try a new sport, maybe you have to take care of siblings at home, and that kind of runs into your extra time. Maybe it's just you don't like change. Change is really hard and people don't want to change and try something new. Or maybe any type of program that you've tried has just been unsuitable for you and has not been a good match. So last one, environmental barriers. So anything in our environment that we live that has a good influence on our level of physical activity. So we talked about before, maybe you don't have access to good walking paths, biking trails, or recreation facilities. Maybe you live on a busy road and there's a lot of traffic. Maybe there isn't public transportation to get you someplace. Maybe there's a lot of crime or pollution. And maybe there just isn't the support at home for you to get out and be physically active. Maybe there isn't a lot of community spirit. And you can flip these around too. If you have good access to these, if you have low traffic, good public transportation, low crime, low pollution, good social environment, and great community spirit, you might then be more apt to be physically active in your community. So some suggestions for overcoming some of these barriers. So if lack of skill was one of yours, select an activity that doesn't need a lot of skill, such as walking, climbing stairs, or jogging. Exercise maybe with a friend who is at the same skill level as you are, or maybe they're willing to be a teacher of you. Maybe they're a little bit above you and they can take you under their wing and teach you how to do it. Or maybe take a class, a beginner class, to help you develop some new skills. If you have lack of resources, so that would be something, maybe you don't have the equipment or access to a gym. So select activities that just require minimal equipment, such as walking, jogging, jumping ropes, using body weight exercises, all those kinds of things. And then you can identify inexpensive, convenient resources that are available to you. Community ag programs are usually really inexpensive, park and recreation programs, and sometimes your job might offer places that you can work out in as well. I know the school offers the gym on site when we're in session, so that's always an option for athletes and non-athletes. Oops. Weather conditions is another one. So a lot of times we live in Minnesota. Sometimes it's really, really cold. Sometimes it's really, really hot. And the mixtures in between. So you can maybe develop a set of activities that are always available regardless of the weather. So maybe you do stuff indoors, right? You could cycle indoors. You could do any type of swimming, stair climbing, jump roping, mall walking, dancing, running around the gym. All of those are indoor activities. If you do outdoor activities, do so on ones that depend on the season. So in the wintertime, maybe you're getting out there and you're sledding and snowshoeing and cross-country skiing and ice skating. In the summertime, you're enjoying outdoor activities such as swimming and tennis and pickleball. Those are all kind of considered bonus or extra activities to get you out. And lastly, stock up on some gear if that's an option for you. So wearing the right gear during those implements will make it more enjoyable because you still feel like you're getting out. So investing in a good pair of winter boots, some pants that are a little bit thicker and lined, a jacket that is really adaptable to warm weather and cool weather, a good set of rain gear if you want to go out, an umbrella, all of those things will help you get out in some of these conditions. Family involvement. So this is a good one where you can start exercising with your family, and your family can be a significant source of motivation to get you out. So if you have to watch your children all the time, or your little brothers and sisters, maybe do something fun that you all can get your bodies moving, right? Play games together, shoot hoops in the driveway, play tennis, go for a bike ride, do chores together, even mowing the lawn, gardening, all of those kinds of things still get your body moving. And that is about it. So you guys are going to spend some time listing some barriers to physical activity that you have experienced and what you've kind of maybe done to get over it, or maybe what you should do. And then others are going to come in and give you guys suggestions on what you can do to overcome them. So don't let any of these barriers get in your way, and make sure that you always keep your body moving.